Listen?
Look!
I thought that cough was you saying look.
Look!
Listen.
It's episode 114 of Look, Listen with Geese and Guyera.
And Taylor.
And Ellipses Taylor. He's here. Guys, I don't know if you've listened to one of these before. Apologies if the audio sounds different, but we are doing a little goofball recording here because Taylor's here, where it's one microphone. Who's to say how it'll work? Hopefully well.
Maybe it'll sound like sick background music, like the band Stomp.
I have no idea what you're referring. Is that a Blue Man Group?
You don't
reference?
know the people who make songs out of pots and pans and buckets?
Oh yeah, the Blue Man Group, girl.
Yeah, it's not the Blue Man Group. It's the Stomp Kids, is what they call them, probably.
Email looklistencast@gmail.com if you're familiar with the Stomp Children. This is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. Geese Peep is normally here. Right now, she's probably on a train or in Connecticut playing field hockey, something goofball. She's guys.
Geese likes trains?
Yeah, she's a big fan.
Who isn't?
That's a good point. Taylor, our first segment of the week, of course, is Geese. What's new with Geese? What you been geesing? I already told you. She's playing field hockey.
Yeah, she's on the train to the field hockey. National tournament, way to go, Geese.
She's having fun. She won the big game. She also lost the big game a couple days ago, but they stream it on a super secret school where you look at the sports. And only two people can watch it at a time. And
oh, that's sick.
Yeah, sick.
That's real nice.
They won the big game, and I'm sure she's all excited about that.
Like the championship?
I wish they won the championships. Shouts out Evo championships. Hey, guys, listening to you, everyone. You remember? You remember the Evo championships? We told that story.
Yeah.
Going to Evo, and it's on the little lanyard, instead of Evo championships, it said championships.
It made it through QA.
It's a story that never gets old. Taylor.
Yes.
It is time to move on to our next segment of the week.
Moving right along.
Please introduce our next segment.
What you been watching, playing, eating, goofing, gaffing? It's me. I guess it's my turn?
Yep, that's right. It's my turn. Guys, I've done it. I have platinumed Astrobot. What a good video game. What a fun video game. Everyone rush out and buy Astrobot. It's so much fun. It's so many Astrobots. There's so many adventures.
300 of them, right? Oh, sorry, spoilers.
But I did a platinum it, and I cleaned up all the fun little trophies because I did the super extreme challenge mode while you were gone playing with your friends over at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna, because I died a bunch of times. I thought for sure you were going to come in here and see me doing the Grandmaster Challenge, but no, you didn't, so you missed the whole thing.
You record it?
No.
Oh,
well,
darn it.
maybe I did a little, hit the record button, little 15 seconds, who's to say? Probably not.
That'd be sick.
That'd be so good, cool of me. I did that, and then just little cleanup trophies where it's just fun little things like go over here and play with this person. There's a trophy for if you go to the Yakuza guy, Kiryu, and you just hit him 15 times, more and more objects fall out of his pockets.
Uh-huh.
So once all the objects fall out of his pockets, you get a trophy.
Such a well-made game.
It is very well made with a very small team over the course of 3 years, I believe. And I like how confident they are all over the game. It's like, see you on Astrobot's next adventure.
It's so funny that a small team made this game in 3 years, and you look at Concord, which had half of a state working on it over 8 years.
Yeah, it's a clean 400 million.
Yeah.
We can all blame everyone's favorite co-CEO, chief CEO partner, Herman Holst, because he believed in Concord and nobody was allowed to say, hey, this isn't very good. And Herman Holst said, nah, I love it. It's going to be the future of PlayStation. It's going to be our Star Wars. And yeah, that didn't happen.
So they really left it up to one person? They were like, yeah, that's fine.
Well, yeah, the higher-ups, you weren't allowed to say anything bad. It's pretty sick, pretty cool. But the great news is, much like Acme Coyote versus the lawsuit movie, they can just write it all off, girls.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they wanted to have happen.
The tax breaks are going to be through the roof.
Because they wouldn't have shuttered it so quickly. Like, they would have said, we've been working on this for so long and put so much money into it, we have to at least try. Instead, as soon as the patient flatlined, they were like, nope, dead.
They didn't last long at all. It was like 2 weeks. Good for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people with the sealed copy very excited right now. Also, Taylor and I have been playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and co-op Vampire Survivors. Is Taylor upset that he's not earning trophies?
Yes.
Yes. Did the developer, who I exchanged tweets with, act like, oh, he loves trophies and wants everybody to get platinum? Yes. So I need to send him more messages and say, guys, we can't keep doing this because we had to goofball. Remember, nobody saves the world. We had to do 2 systems.
Yeah.
2 consoles.
It's just wild that they don't have trophies for co-op. You can sign in on separate profiles.
Exactly. You have to sign in a separate profile. They should let you do a little bit of double co-op.
It's nonsense.
I guess it's because it's my save file, so it doesn't know how to give you retroactive trophies. I don't know. What a waste. But we did play Smash Bros. Ultimate, and no trophies there, and we weren't complaining. So.
Yeah. Those are fighting games, though. Competitive games, I don't need trophies.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, for instance, I'm still playing that years after getting the platinum.
They don't have new trophies for your little strikes, for your little... Nobody saves the Witch Queen?
I think I'm still at 100%. I don't know if Final Shape had trophies. I don't think it did.
Oh my god. What a waste.
Wild in 2024.
Well, Elden Ring DLC didn't have trophies, so...
Yeah, and we both played that for some amount of time.
No, I played it for 5 minutes.
It's so funny, because I look at Elden Ring DLC, and I just think, man, this feels so tedious with all the...
Getting the
shadow
the
tree
twigs?
fragments and everything that you need. And I'm looking at Lies of P concept art, just thinking, man, what a game.
Sorry, FromSoft. Maybe next year. Maybe we'll like the next game.
I mean, it's just, I think Bloodborne and Lies of P just have that kind of threatening atmosphere that Shadow of the Erdtree, Elden Ring, they just don't have for me. It's not, it doesn't feel Halloween-y, and I think I like that.
I see. I honestly wonder if I'm ever going to touch that DLC again. I got a platinum in Elden Ring. Why are we acting like I don't like it? I mean, I enjoyed it. So why do I not want to play it?
Maybe at a certain point they'll do enough over-the-top marketing that it's just in our minds all the time. Take out a couple billboards, do some kind of combination meal at McDonald's.
Yeah, I need a billboard and a McDonald's meal to play Elden Ring, apparently. Speaking of that, though, let's move on to my eating of the week. I ate, just yesterday, a smoked brisket Chipotle double-wrapped burrito.
Huh.
It was all right. But I like queso with my brisket, and I was getting extra points if I ordered queso. So that was way too expensive. It wasn't worth what I paid. It was like $17. So come on, guys.
I had a fried egg sandwich yesterday after water polo. So everybody was going to this brunch place in Hollywood, and I said, "Oh, I love brunch. I'm going to go there." So everybody said, "Oh yeah, it's super affordable." I look at the menu, I get a fried egg sandwich and a coffee, and my total was $35.
No!
I just, in my mind, because I know what a fried egg is. And yeah, they use like some truffle cheese, but where are you importing it from? It's just so hard to justify. I don't want to be one of those people that it's like the value isn't there, but it's really obvious.
Guys, do what I did, which I mentioned before. Go to Jimmy John's, get a $1 day-old bread, free butter at McDonald's, free salt at McDonald's, throw your bread in the microwave, good to go.
Some nice salted butter bread.
Oh my God. $1.
The funny thing is, if you ordered that at a cafe, like if they put a little bit of sugar on it and a little bit of salt and made it kind of a deconstructed caramel bread, you could charge $9 for that.
Also, this sounds crazy.
This seance is crazy?
It's crazy. Did I not mention this before, that I ate a kimchi-loaded bulgogi fries with corn cheese and K-spicy chicken yubu?
100% I have not heard that.
So last week, I ate a kimchi-loaded bulgogi fries with corn cheese and a K-spicy chicken yubu.
Whoa.
Again, that K-chicken spicy yubu was fine. It was reasonable. I think it was $4. It was pretty tasty. The bulgogi fries was about $100 million. I think it was like $18 and not worth it at all. And there's really, really good bulgogi at the Bulgogi Hut, I believe is what it's called. And this bulgogi is like whatever. I've had bad bulgogi. I've had good bulgogi. This is subpar bulgogi. So I'm not getting that again. I don't remember. It's called like Yubu King or something is the name of the place. Saw it on Instagram. Everybody talking. Oh, look how delicious it looks. And I got all excited, but probably won't go there again, guys. Probably won't go there. Taylor!
Yes.
And now send it over to you. It's time to discuss bad times at the El Royale. What is this? What kind of throwback watch and play? I thought you talked about this 10 years ago.
I did. So we saw that in theaters, and it was a great movie.
Who's we?
You and me. We saw it in theaters.
I've never seen that movie.
You 100% have.
I've never seen it.
In theaters.
No,
we saw it in theaters.
He's confusing me with someone, but go ahead.
It had such a sick little trailer. I feel that's what the history was. I was in the plane on my way to Turkey, and Guncan and I were watching movie after movie after show after movie. And I start Bad Times at the El Royale, and I say, I've seen this movie one time. I kind of liked it. And she said, okay, let's watch it. She makes it about 10 minutes in, falls asleep, totally understandable. I can't stop myself from watching it. It is so entertaining every step of the way. All of the acting in it. Don't really like the lead too much, which kind of, as the movie goes on, you find out is the lead.
Spoiler!
I think it was that person's first time in like a big production, and it's clear that it's not the acting they were going after. But everybody in it is so entertaining. It's paced just like a Quentin Tarantino movie, and it's just everybody go watch it. Super fun, very fun movie. For my eating, I'm gonna go over some Serbian food. We're driving from Belgrade to Niš, and I ask our driver, hey, what's the cuisine I should look out for in Serbia? And he just looks at me and says, pork. Oh. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh no, I haven't eaten pork in so many years. I don't like pork. I've never liked pork. Guncan doesn't eat pork. And I say, is there anything else that you guys are kind of known for? Maybe like, what are you famous for, like some kind of rice dish or anything? And he was like, meat. Just everything meat. And as everybody knows, I'm not the biggest fan of meat. So
everybody knows
that
Taylor adores meat, hates potatoes.
I really don't like potatoes. I get in that conversation so many times a day. So we end up having a bunch of meat. They do a very, very good job cooking meat. At this wedding that we went to, they served pork. And I said to myself, I'll try it. I'm just going to do it.
Oh, he says to himself he's going to try, and he does.
And I tried, and I was like, you know what? This isn't half bad. It's actually pretty good. I don't remember pork tasting that. And then I stopped myself in the middle of my mental little monologue there, and I go and throw up in the bathroom for about 10 minutes. So the long story short, if you haven't eaten pork in more than a decade and you just go all in on a pork loin, warn your stomach before.
Stop. Guys, don't with the pork, don't with the squid. They don't need to be eaten. They're fine.
Or octopi, octopuses.
Yeah, octopi, squid, cephalopods. They're called cephalopods, right?
Yeah. We swam with some of those in Calcon.
Yeah, those bad boys, don't eat them. Just let them be. All right, well, is it time to move on to Pokémon news? Sarah B reports, as he does every week, quite a number of updates to the news. This week's news update is, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet distribution for Paldean Winds Episode 2 of Sweet and Spicy Urban Mystica is due to end a week from today, September 30th. You better go get it. We probably talked about this forever ago, but it's time to sit up and shut up, poop or get off the pot. Taylor, sweet or spicy is the code.
Spicy.
You got to put it in.
Spicy.
Put it in.
Spicy. What are the benefits?
You need those for the good sandwiches. Get a bunch of shiny Pokemon. Also, Sarah B reports for Pokemon Go that the Dynamax Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, and Phalanx will be available in max battles starting October 1st. So perhaps you want to go grab those, or perhaps if you're Joe Sarabi, you don't, because Joe Sarabi said he's concerned that all the work he's doing now will be nothing because he's afraid that all these Dynamax pokes won't be able to Gigantamax.
Oh, that's interesting. What I think they really should have done is released those 3 Pokemon with Dynamax. So everybody was just going out, and their first opportunity to catch them was in Dynamax battles. They could have had a lot of people running around doing a whole bunch of Dynamax battles, and that would have been real sick.
I see what you mean. Yeah, maybe they should have tried that. Also, the final news we have this week, and by final I mean penultimate. Sarah B reports that the winning illustrations of the Pokemon Illustration Contest 2024 have been decided. The winners will be made into promo cards. The grand prize is Kazuki Minami, and then Acro Vart won Best Standard Illustration, and Anderson won the Best EX card illustration.
So I don't like that EX card, but those other two are incredible.
Great Yawning Pikachu and a wonderful Feraligatr just swimming around in the water.
Ooh, those are good-looking illustrations.
The EX card just looks like an EX card, so I think you did a pretty good job of the EX card.
But it's a weird thing with, like, its tongue sticking out.
Yeah, it's always doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Liz. Yeah, that's high-key form Toxtress. Amped up form. And then also the breaking news in Poké News of the Week. Starting today, you can now connect smartwatches to Pokemon Sleep in order to send your sleep data. Ooh, very exciting. Ooh, oh my god. It is time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. Would you agree, Taylor?
I would.
All right.
And I would begin with a summary.
Do we not want to begin with the last time on Pokes?
Yes. Wait, isn't that what I was talking about? The summary. One sentence synopsis. Previously on Pokemon.
Previously on Pokemon. Take it away, girls.
Umbreon turned feral, and Spinal made his play against Amethio at long last.
Oh my god, I don't even remember you adding at long last. And that's so
That was ad-lib. That was off script.
Oh my god.
I know.
He's improvising. Oh my god, they'll the blooper reel. It's a deleted scene.
It was a nice blooper reel.
Taylor, this is episode 65 of Horizons. We are nearing the end of Terestal Debut. Very shortly, we will be watching Rayquaza Rising.
How many episodes we got?
Who's to say?
Oh.
Would you like to please tell me the name of this episode in English?
This is a pretty tricky one. Liko and Amethio.
Or in Japanese, Liko to Amethio.
In this episode, I guess Liko and Amethio aren't different after all. That's not
terrible, girls. Why don't you take it a try, too?
Yeah. Well, do you introduce the one-sentence synopsis?
Geese Peep, please give us a one-sentence synopsis.
Guys, I don't even know. I wrote this, but I don't know how I should read it.
Say it looks like.
See,
or
that's
turns out.
Yeah, that's what I said, and it didn't sound human.
God.
Okay, one-sentence synopsis. I guess Liko and Amethio aren't so different after all. Turns out Liko and Amethio aren't so different after all.
Question mark. Maybe let me give you a reading. Maybe the case is that. Maybe it turns out Liko and Amethio aren't so different after all. Okay, the episode opens with a screaming Terapagos. Amethio does the dongles exhale. Did you notice that? Amethio going...
Yeah. As soon as I saw them in a cave, I was thinking, man, I can't wait for the scene where somebody detects air blowing from like a crevice and finding that that's the way out.
Oh, yeah, just like this episode. You see, when we open, Liko and Amethio are still trapped in the cave. Taylor, did you tell the dongle story about the man going...
I felt so bad. Because we have been on a big steak, egg, and cheese bagel binge because that's such a just surprisingly good breakfast item. And we go to this.
And for some reason, we didn't even talk about it in Look and Play and Eat in the Week.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We did look and play McDonald's. Well, no plan because they don't have a play place. Could you imagine how much of a disaster that would be at that location?
Steak, egg, and cheese.
Just covered in all kinds of characters.
Breakfast sauce in the pulpit. Go on, Taylor.
Breakfast sauce, extra butter. So we're eating these steak, egg, and cheese bagels, and I want some salt and pepper and a glass of water.
Yep.
I walk up. There's not a crowd. There's just a manager there. Manager's wearing a little jacket, little turtleneck situation. He's got this kind of pleasant little look on his face. And I go up and I say, "Can I have some salt, ketchup, and water?" And I said, sorry, I meant salt, pepper, and water. And he takes both of his hands up and does the little Tai Chi self-meditation exhale, closes his eyes, and goes, "You want salt, pepper, water, right?" And I was just aghast. I was thinking, am I causing this poor boy some kind of anxiety attack? And he goes and he gets it, but I just never recovered. And I had to ask him again for a cup of ice so I could have some coffee. And it was just so much. I never get social anxiety, and this little boy gave me social anxiety.
Taylor's having a panic attack, riddled with guilt over the Dongle's employee here. Right, we're talking about Pokemon. So that's what happens with Amethio. Amethio does that in the cave. He's trying to reason with Terapagos, and finally Terapagos just believes him. Terapagos says, Paco!
It was kind of funny because Liko said, "Oh, that's all it took, huh?"
Great Foley, by the way. I love the sound of Amethio's little shoes walking in the cave.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Then we immediately cut to Dot and Roy versus Onigiri and Sango.
Sandwich.
Sanduichi, Sango, Coral. Yes.
Her name is not Coral.
In English, her name is Coral, girls. You gotta believe me.
It's not Sango?
That's her Japanese name.
In Inuyasha, there was a character named Sango, I think.
Well, it looks like they're gonna have to battle.
Well, that was Taylor's Anime Minute of the Week.
It's a good one. Look forward to Taylor's reboot second of the month. Roy is furious, by the way. Did you notice how angry Roy was to have to be battling?
Oh, he was so frustrated. And I was it was nice because he was actually delivering some kind of urgency to the situation because Dot wasn't.
Yeah, she wasn't that concerned. Roy gets so angry, he throws the episode into the theme song. We're back from the theme song, and guys, we gotta find Liko. There is no time to be battling the explorers. Fuecoco. Excuse me. That's what Fuecoco sounds like in English. Fuecoco. Fuecoco and Quaxwell, you two run away. Run away from these explorers. But oh no, girls. We got a Stone Edge from Garganical, and he's blocking the way. And Glalie uses a blizzard. Looks like our heroes are in trouble.
I was very surprised that Glalie was not immediately self-destructing.
Oh, spoilers! That may come up later. Salt Cure! Dodge it! Oh my god, Fuecoco has been hit. And here comes an ice spinner. At this point, Coral reveals that this was all just a stall for time situation. At this point, Dot, the cleverer of the two...
Whoa!
says we got Roy. It's me, Dot, here speaking. We gotta take Garganical out via type effectiveness. So, Fuecoco, let's get to stomping tantruming. Am I right?
That was pretty sick.
Stone Edge. Quaxwell, use liquidation. Oh my god. Is Garganical down? Taylor. Just when we think our heroes have won, Garganical uses recover.
It was very demoralizing for me.
All that work that these two children, Roy and Dot, put into battling, taken away it on one swoop with a recover, which we never see a Pokemon use a recover in the anime.
There was what was Ino. Didn't she use didn't her Belly Toad?
Yeah, Belly Bolt used a move that made it more powerful. But it's funny, we never see the trainers just running real quick and max potion a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just not allowed. But even when they're fighting evil villains, what are they going to say? You can't use a potion. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think it just must take some amount of time to recover. Like, it's not an instant thing. Because Brock used to use potions all the time, but the Pokemon would still be a little debilitated.
Yeah, but not in the middle of battles. We never see a revive just thrown real quick.
Yeah, exactly. So, different rules.
Well, anyway, like every episode of this godforsaken show, Chelsea and Metacham are just spying on him, by the way. These explorers are always spying on each other's battles.
I don't understand well, I guess she's just observing.
Yeah, she's just looking. Then we cut back to Liko and Florigato in the cave. They're getting colder. You know, spoilers for review of the week, score of the week, I think maybe this might just be a good episode.
It's a very good episode to me.
Based on this next couple scenes, and I bet Geese would have liked it too. So
100%.
She's missing out.
Pacing is real cool, like going back and forth between the battle and the conversation.
Exactly. So it's getting freezing in the cave. Florigato starts to grab some grass to warm Liko up. And we notice that Ceruledge is trying to warm up Amethio with his little fire sword.
Very
Did you see that sick unsheathing he did?
And then applying heat. And then Amethio's just like, yes, thank you.
Oh, it's so sick. And then Liko builds up the courage to approach Amethio in the cave and asks, would it be okay if Ceruledge lit her grass on fire so everybody could get warm? Ceruledge does the cutest little look over to Amethio for permission.
Yeah.
And looks like Amethio agrees because everybody immediately cozies up to the fire.
I'm going to put Ceruledge up there on well-behaved Pokemon of the week.
Oh, yeah, he deserves it. He deserves it big time. Guys, now we get a charming little scene. If Geese people are here, I would say, Geese, and she'd say,
what?
Yeah. We get a little conversation between Amethio and Liko. Amethio can't hold in his curiosity any longer. He says, Liko, why did you give up so easily after I terastallized in battle last episode? Liko admits that she failed her terastallization test and she got scared that Amethio knew how to terastallize. And basically, guys, Amethio knocks it out of the park with some great advice. He says to Liko, don't you give up. And Liko says, I won't.
It's kind of sick because Amethio's actually been a pretty consistently written character where he clearly isn't malicious. He's just following a very deliberate goal. Like, he has things that are in his way, and so he tries to get around them, but it's not like he's like, oh, I should attack this person because of X, Y, or Z. He's we learn a lot about Amethio. I like Amethio.
Yeah, he's good. This may be, and maybe the title of this episode, who's to say, we may have a little Piccolo Vegeta situation on our hands.
Piccolo Vegeta?
Yes, we may see villains turn to friends.
Oh, right. Piccolo was not always friends with everybody.
No, he was.
I just remember him as the babysitter for Gohan.
Yeah, he was his father. Yeah, but what was Amethio talking about? He said, what, you're going to let a little something like that make you give up? You're just going to throw yourself all away after one little mistake?
Yeah, who do you think you are?
And then Liko asks her question of the week and says, Amethio, why did you save me and Sprigatito during the Shiny Rayquaza fight? And to be honest, I don't remember him doing that, but they show a flashback, and the proof's in the pudding. The receipts are here.
Yep, exactly. They rolled that footage back.
They did. Amethio acts coy to that question, kind of like, I wasn't saving you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was just slashing the random attack out of the way of the island.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch Rayquaza over here. I mean, I'm just trying to save Terapagos. And Liko presses further and tells Amethio, you're not like the others. I can fix you.
Yeah. What's their age difference?
I even scratched out a comment I wrote. It's funny you say that right when I reach my scratched out comment. Liko's a child, we know that much.
Yes.
I don't, we're just gonna go on past. We're not gonna worry about it.
Yeah. They're both talking about their grandparents.
Should we Google how old is Amethio?
Context clues, I'm gonna say they're around the same age, I guess.
How old? What, he doesn't go to school?
Well, he never went to school. He went to school on the street.
17 to 19. We'll move on along.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
He's 17, Liko's 15.
Amethio says he did it all for Grandpa Gibeon, and Terapagos gets so excited at the mention of Grandpa Gibeon.
It's so funny because Terapagos just starts losing it. Every other time Terapagos starts losing it, everybody goes on a big old sleuthing spree. And they say, what's causing this? What does it mean? We need to settle him down. In this case, talking about Gibeon, Terapagos starts losing it, and Liko says, oh, just quiet down. Just brushes it off.
So clearly, I'm thinking Terapagos knows who Gibeon is. I've read some fan theories.
100%.
I've read some fan theories on the internet that I'm not going to get into here because if it is a spoiler, I don't want to spoil. So
it's definitely 100%
to
there's
say.
a connection. Yeah.
But anyway, Amethio says, guys, I got to get to Rakua. The only way to get to Rakua is with a shiny Rayquaza and a Terapagos. And Terra, again, continuing to lose it. Not angry, mind you, but excited, like we mentioned. Oh, hey, look, Liko can relate to the story of grandparent adventures. She's on a grandma adventure herself because of the Terapagos pendant that turned into Terapagos. You remember, Taylor?
Yeah, but it's also kind of different.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because she's not trying to please her grandmother.
Maybe she wants her grandma to be proud of her, huh?
Make her grandma proud and give her a pendant for real.
Yeah, go on a big old adventure, figure out how to get Terapagos to Rakua.
Amethio has such a good line where he says, I always just saw you as the girl with the Terapagos. And I thought he was going to say the girl with the internal monologue.
No, she's just a girl who happens to have the Pokemon I need.
Just think about how often she just quietly stares in the corner of a room really intensely.
Oh, music plays. Well, Clambos now, Amethio and Liko finally understand each other. They're basically besties. And it's just then, at this moment, when Taylor's prediction comes true. Amethio feels a breeze from an opening at the cave ceiling. Let's get out of here, Liko, says Amethio before the commercial break.
Have they already put out the grass at this point?
That's after the commercial break.
Okay.
Now it's time for a commercial break. We're back from the commercial break.
They put out the grass, the 20 strands of grass that have been burning for hours. And I'm looking at this grass, and when they stomp it out, it's still intact. And this immortal grass could solve so many world issues.
Maybe, and Taylor, of course, have talked about the little fire. They made a little campfire with Florigato's grass you found in
the cave?
Cave grass. And Sarah Ledge's sword fire made it a nice little campfire. Maybe this whole time, Florigato has been getting more immortal cave grass for a bigger fire. Who's to say?
Yeah. You'd think there would be more ashes.
No, come on. Guys, here's the thing. I see a hole in the ceiling. I have a Corviknight. Everybody jump up. Sarah Ledge and Florigato, they can break the opening. Maybe we can use a Psycho Cut. Maybe we can use a Magical Leaf.
It's very funny because first of all, Sarah Ledge can teleport. And
Are you talking about not Sarah Ledge? Or are you trying to talk about Phantom Force, where he goes
when he teleports? Yeah,
that's not the move teleport though.
No, but he can functionally it is a teleportation because he's going into a different universe and coming out somewhere else.
I just don't know if it can. Maybe he has to see where he's going.
Yeah, but he's just going up a few feet. The other funny thing is Corviknight flies everybody up, and they just use ranged attacks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get closer.
I understand, but.
You get the better aim going. But
they move up 10 feet and then they use an attack for 30 feet. It's amusing.
It's good. But they do it again. The rocks are falling. Oh my God, the rocks are going to fall on Liko. Thank goodness we got a Hatterim in my Pokeball I can throw out to use her psychic powers to move the rock and brutal swing it, huh?
I was very surprised that Hatterim. I was very surprised that Hatterim didn't just, launch the boulder at the opening.
Oh, she could have done that?
It would have been cool.
We could have opened that ceiling even faster.
We would have been so quick to the punch.
Well, it's time. I don't know if they're going to escape, but we cut back to Fuecoco and Quaxwell, and they are in some rough shape against these explorers. Oh my God, I think Sandwich and Onigiri are going to win this battle.
I really like them this episode. I normally find them kind of sort of uninteresting versions of like two flunkies where they have wildly different personalities, like the quiet big person and the loud little person. But this is a short person, like the, get him, boss. And there's like the idea of the vocal
I love Coral in this
the
episode.
brains and the brawn.
Yeah.
There's the brains and the brawn dynamic.
Coral's great in this episode.
Yeah. I love Coral. Chasing Coral's great documentary. Everybody go watch.
Everybody go. I love at the end of this episode. Spoilers with Coral. You kidding me?
Anyway, they're doing a great job.
And now it looks like it's curtains because Coral starts to mouth the words self-destruct.
So funny. Just so funny because everybody's been waiting for it because that's just her reaction to battling. And he gets interrupted.
And at the last second before she can say destruct, out of nowhere we see a moon blast hit Glalie. Oh my god.
Kind of interesting for an Altaria to use that now.
Its mega form is fairy.
But it's not mega.
No.
I just find it weird that there was a dragon using a fairy move.
Yeah, but...
It's like a Squirtle using Thunder Punch.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's Grusha! It's Grusha and Grusha's Altaria!
And in my mind, when I see Grusha, I think, I'll take my chances with the other two. Because Grusha's horrible.
Oh, girls, no. He's just misunderstood. Also, he immediately starts with the cold puns, as usual.
Yeah.
But then he does the sickest sledding down the mountain to get to these explorers.
Well, he was a professional snowboarder. And remember, he could be. He recovered from his injuries.
He could, yeah, if he wanted to. If he wanted to really, he could maybe get second place, maybe even first place, but he's not going to break records, so he doesn't want to do it.
First place, easy.
He's so sick, it turns out. And the explorers get a call from Chelsea to bounce. Chelsea said, because of course, like we mentioned before, Chelsea is watching this battle, and she says, it is not a good idea to battle that gym leader, so you guys need to leave.
Kind of sick little interaction. Very reasonable reactions from the two goons as well.
The two goons.
Sandwich and Onigiri.
Yeah, Sidian.
Sidian?
Yeah, that's his name, huh?
Gibeon?
No, Sidian.
Titan?
No!
You talking about Grusha?
I'm talking about Onyx.
Oh.
Onyx. You know the one.
Calcite.
Sidian.
Her name is not
It's a man, Taylor. Sorry, everyone. I was having to pull up Sidian's English Bulbapedia article.
His name is Sidian?
His name's Onigiri Sidian Onyx.
His name is Sidian and he works for Gibeon?
Yeah. And he jumps on an Aerodactyl and flies away. Coral jumps on Glalie and flies away. And they leave with empty threats. It's pretty fun. Oh, by the way, turns out that Fritos was the one that let Grusha know that Liko went missing. And Ikimasho, let's go find Liko. Oh, hey. Saraledge, Florigato, Amethio, and Liko all hop out of the cave opening. We cut to a scene of seeing that. After our heroes, Liko and Amethio come out the cave, Liko hears...
Amethio gives her a hand.
Yeah, Amethio helps her up and gives her a warning and says, you better watch out for Spinal. And then Liko says, Amethio, why don't we work together to reach Rakua? And Amethio, Taylor, girls, he's not interested.
It is going to happen. Everybody knows it is going to happen eventually.
It's going to be a Vegeta situation. Okay, bye. Spinal's Behem, of course, is watching all of this. And then we cut to Roy and Dot and Grusha and all their Pokemon. It's so funny, the other episode we were talking about, oh, nobody noticed the psychic moving rocks? Immediately, Grusha notices the psychic moved rock tampering.
Yeah.
And guys, Roy is a bit annoyed with himself that he did not notice earlier. Altaria, peck that rock.
I was kind of confused. Well, I'll bring it up later. Never mind.
Oh my god, what a coincidence. Right behind the pecked rock, Liko is just standing there. Is it time to have hugs all around? No, this is Japanese television, Japanese culture, just very polite greetings. Oh, also, look, Taylor, in the sky, it's Fritos.
Yay!
Guess they didn't need me after all, says Fritos to himself and to Charizard and perhaps Captain Pikachu. And now that everyone is saved and all is good in the world, we cut to a warm fire inside that cabin with everyone. Liko apologizes for worrying Grusha, and she comes to terms with finding a new path that maybe does not involve passing the Terestal test.
I was very confused by her addressing that Grusha was worried. Because if there's anybody that I can't see being worried, it's Grusha. He's just such a tough love kind of person that he would say, well, you can figure it out yourself.
No, he just doesn't want to pass somebody that failed, but he doesn't want the girl to die.
Well, he should listen to her internal monologue because she's not having a good time.
Well, that's true. And then Liko explains to Fritos all about the Spinal Requiem, Eternal Blessing, Umbreon incident, all the... Oh my god. And it turns out you and Geese Peep, Taylor, were both correct. It turns out,
yes,
Umbreon was in a lot of pain.
Well, it just looked so rabid.
Yeah, poor Umbreon. But luckily, Terrapagos, how they say it in English, Terrapago. How do they say?
Terrapagos.
Terrapago. Yeah, sorry, I can't be saying Terrapago. No, Terrapagos sounds great. Terrapagos saved the day, and it's very adorable, sleeping on the ground right now. Well, that was fun, says Dot, but it's probably time to be getting back to school, to be honest, after all this adventuring.
I just wish, if this is Grusha's exit, I wish that Grusha and Dot had more scenes together, because all those two do is talk about the cold.
Grusha talks about the cold? Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
Every bunny has, and all Dot talks about is how cold she is.
But I think Grusha likes the cold.
Yeah, probably.
And Dot hates the cold. But before we do anything, guys, Liko has one final wish. That's right. She's going to go to Paldea's highest peak. Wow. It's so sick. That's right.
I'm pretty impressed with Liko and her mental fortitude, because she hasn't lost sight of enjoying herself, and she had kind of an ancillary goal of seeing the highest peak, even though she can't use terastalization anymore.
Well, I mean, look, Amethio's using it left and right, so I think she's...
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I think that it's more about getting the orb than being allowed to, like, getting a license to use the orb. Yeah. So I think that Liko just doesn't have a way of getting an orb now.
Nah, she'll probably... I'm sure they'll let her hold on to it. She's got to save the world and go to Raku, after all.
That's true.
So we're at the peak of Mount Glaciato, and Liko waxes poetic about everything is sicker than the last. We just keep seeing cooler things.
Literally.
Time for a selfie at the sign, everybody. Oh, adorable. Yay.
Yay, fun.
Yeah, we did it. And we cut from this immediate fun to Amethio in the Explorer Drome.
He got there so fast.
He's passing Butler hamburgers, and the wild music is popping in, Taylor. All the stars are here. We got Chelsea, Spinal, Coral, Invictus.
I was very Invictus.
You know, Insidious, whatever his name is.
I was shocked that Amethio just casually walked up after Spinal tried to kill him.
I know. I was Japanese culture, but I mean, if this was an American show, he would have run up and decked him in the face.
100%. Just a big old punch. And then everyone would have said, whoa, what's going on here? And then they would have had their words.
So, guys, turns out, are you joking me, that this little you-know-what Spinal walked up to Master Gibeon and said that Amethio betrayed the explorers?
And I guess he was I don't understand how Behem works, and I don't understand how recording works.
Behem clearly has video surveillance and recording properties, because we see the Behem video evidence of Amethio helping Liko out of the cave and letting Terrapagos get away. And then I wrote, but wait, Amethio, why don't you stop the proceedings and say, Grandpa, the man tried to kill me. He tried to kill me. As did Chelsea.
So I'll say some good stuff and some bad stuff. Bad stuff, you know the deal with shows. You have to have a misunderstanding that nobody overtly disputes, and everyone's just like, well, our minds are made up, I guess. I don't need to present all the information. But two, Sandwich and Onigiri are both, and Butler hamburgers are all saying, you know what? I'm going to hear you out. What's going on? Explain yourself.
Yeah. Here's the thing. First of all, that is the worst script writing in the world. No, I'm not going to explain myself. I'm going to let a misunderstanding and you're going to think less of me.
Don't watch the Korean show The Frog.
I won't.
Because that's all of that show.
But yes, Taylor's correct. Butler Hamburgers and Sando Onigiri are completely willing to hear Amethio out and saying, well, hold on, let's just, maybe there's a reason all this is happening. Can we let the boy talk? But instead, Master Gibeon won't let him say anything. He just says, be gone. I don't want to see your face anymore. To be continued. Are you joking me?
I see this, and I'm just thinking, how is Gibeon in charge without realizing that Spinal is such a snake in the grass? How has he made an organization like the Explorers with the resources they have, and he doesn't know treachery when he sees it?
Gibeon's trying to say Amethio's straying from a path, and Spinal's so smug in this scene, and her name is Coral. Coral looks so concerned for Amethio when his grandpa disowns him.
It's just wild that he's so impulsive and so willing to hear two sides of a story. I don't understand somebody like that in a leadership role.
Well, maybe, Taylor, maybe it's 4D chess and that's actually not what's happening. Maybe he's possessed. Maybe Lucius is involved. Maybe he's doing a backquast, triple back crossword puzzle where now actually he's making it look like he's on Spinal side when really he's on Amethio side. Who's to say?
Yeah, that's kind of the only thing that would be okay in my book.
Well, we'll find out next time on Pokemon. Let's quickly go through a Frito Seminar of the Week, and then we can discuss our score for the episode. The Frito Seminar this week is all about Altaria, how much it loves to sing. And we see a video of Captain Pikachu conducting for singing Altarias and a Swablu. And Fuecoco?
Yes.
Fuecoco, Taylor, what's he do?
Sings.
No, he knocks Swablu out of the way to sing.
Yes.
Instead, it was a very cute Frito Seminar. I like this one. Geese Peep would have loved it. Fuecoco was adorable.
I'm a big fan of Altaria.
Yeah, Altaria was having a great time. Poor Swablu. Great all around. Guys, that concludes Pokemon. Let's talk about what's the score. This is a good episode. It's better than last episode.
Super good episode.
Had a great time, fun time watching it. Very cool scenes. Fuecoco, adorable, I'm sure. Don't even need to bring that up.
I mean, as long as it's not English voice actor Fuecoco.
Oh, spoilers for Question of the Week. We will be discussing a little bit of English voice acting later this episode in Pokemon. Fantastic episode. Good episode. Great episode.
Very good episode.
Wow.
I'm trying to think about the weak points. Weak points are that just generally I don't like Grusha. I have a huge paranoia about being framed for a crime, and that last scene was a bit much. I always get frustrated when I see writing like that, but that's the only negative.
So what score of the week are you giving it?
Oh,
I'll type it in.
9.4.
9.4. Oh,
great episode.
God.
Got some lore. Got some character building with both Liko and Amethio. Got Sandwich and Onigiri cooperating in a fun way. Got to see Roy not just wanting to battle.
Gun to your head, what is his English name?
Who, Onigiri?
Yeah.
Ride on.
Yeah, it's right on.
Yeah.
This is a great episode. 9.4, very high, but I think it was 2.
Maybe 9.3. Maybe 9.3.
All right, sorry, I already locked it in.
Darn it.
Already typed it. Here's the thing. I had such a good time watching this episode, and the little conversation Amethio and Liko had, it can't be lower than a 9.
Yeah, that was my rationale.
If this episode had more cute moments, maybe some cooler battles, maybe.
So I will also add an additional pro. They still have not done anything to alter Liko's relationship with terastallizing. Instead of just doing what most shows would do, which is saying, oh, you can't terastallize. Well, you can terastallize now, right away. They've given her an alternate path, and she's saying, okay, well, I failed at my goal. Time for me to maybe find a different way to achieve the same end. And that's really unusual for a show with this audience.
Yeah, we brought that up, I believe, last week, how it seems like every single episode is, let's immediately solve the problem we had last week. And it doesn't seem to necessarily be happening. So maybe it's going to be a cool thing that happens.
Very good writing.
My score of the week is a 9.0. It's a good episode. You know Geese is going to give it a 6.5 or something.
Yeah, there is a fight in it.
There's a fight?
Yeah.
Who fights?
Songo and Sandwich and Onigiri and Rhydon.
Yeah, Onyx. Onyx is his Japanese name.
Same typing as...
Unbelievable. Unbelievable
Rhydon.
name. Okay. Yeah, so this is a great episode. Highly recommend it. Guys, thank you for listening to us discuss this episode. We actually didn't talk about the episode in and out, like a discussion that much, because I mean, what's to say? We said it during the episode discussion.
That's what's so sick about some of these more well-written episodes is you don't need to break it down as much. And that's actually a thing. Like some movies, if you notice that people are trying to nitpick plausibility, means that the writing isn't good enough for you to kind of fill in the cracks on your own and develop your own headcanon. So for this, I was never doing that. I was just totally invested in the episode, what was happening, the conversations they were having, Liko and Amethio bonding in the cave. And yeah, it was just a great episode overall.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. Can't wait to hear what Geese has to say. Now, Taylor, we're moving on to a question of the week before the wrap-up. This week, it comes from Shiny Sylveon. I can't believe Sylveon learned how to write and type, but here we go. And it's just shiny.
So talented.
With the subject line, Cyrilege in English? Exclamation point. Previously a question mark, preceded by a question mark.
Previously on question mark.
The email reads, "Hi, I know you have your complaints about the English dub of Horizons, and I've seen quite a few episodes in Japanese, so I agree. But have you seen episodes 33 and 34 in English? To answer your question, Shiny Sylveon, we did look exactly at what you're about to talk about, so then I'll continue. I agree that we don't get enough concern for poor Cyrilege in Japanese, but the English VA did a much better job, in my opinion, specifically in episode 34. Maybe a good topic for next episode, question mark. Anyway, thanks a bunch for featuring my question, Shiny Sylveon, smiley face." Yes, we did watch everything with Amethio and Cyrilege in English and 33 and 34, and I completely agree with you.
Me too.
Just from a moral standpoint, I'm much happier with Amethio being concerned about his friend and partner.
It was that's a very good pickup by you. Just wildly different. There's no sense. There's so much concern that the voice actor put in there.
Yeah, at first, Taylor wasn't crazy about Amethio's voice actor, but in battle, it was pretty cool. Bitter Blade! And Cyrilege, no! Or how do they say it? Cyrilege? No. Guys, I'm sorry that you think you know how to pronounce Pokemon names over at TPCI, TCPI, TPCI.
Yeah.
Voice actors. Cyrilege? Terrapagos? No. It's Terrapagos, Cyrilege, my boys, Rayquaza.
They have, I do like the breathiness of the voice actors. Do you understand? Take this Terestal.
But yeah, I agree. That there's a few things. I mentioned something not too long ago, actually, that I felt Frito's was way better. He actually felt like an adult that the children are going to listen to. I believe in the episode we watched about the Pokeballs.
A lot of urgency in his voice acting instead of very kind of relaxed, nonchalant, cavalier, cool Fritos.
So you are absolutely correct, and I agree with you that I prefer that. I bet when they were writing and directing this, somebody watched the Japanese and felt the same way we did. Just, God, why does he show no concern for his Pokemon? It looks like he's going to die.
Well, because that would make sense for Gibeon. Gibeon wouldn't care about his shiny Zygarde. Amethio would care about his non-shiny Cyrilege.
But yeah, he showed concern when Cyrilege is hit by Terrapagos, when he's hit by Rayquaza, and when he's hit by the big giant Dusknoir back in episode 33, 34. So yeah, there are a couple things in English that are better. Not a lot. So we still are going to keep watching Japanese, and the music and so many reasons. The theme songs.
It's a great way to watch it, and it's certainly an accessible way to watch it. But the voice acting, and I'm not going to lament the voice actor for this. I'm going to say it's the direction with Fuecoco is such an anchor. And it's it's dragging the whole show down.
Fuecoco in English gets worse every episode. Are you kidding me? You guys, I don't know how you deal. I do not know how you deal with it.
Probably just on mute. Yes,
but thank you, Shiny Sylveon, for your question. I completely agree that That is a better way to handle poor Sarah Ledge, my boy. It is now time for the wrap-up. Also, anybody else, please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. We will answer them, and I'll even ask Geese Peep what she feels about that for next week, so she can answer the question too. Now it's time for the wrap-up. Geese were here, she would say YouTube. But, guys, Look, Listen, Cast. It's the name on Spotify, Podcast, Apple Podcast.
Spotify and Podcast.
No, is this what it's called? Spotify?
Yeah, it's on Spotify and Podcast.
No, Spotify, Apple Podcast. And YouTube. Guys, please, can you do me just a little solid here? On the video, just give a little like, because when you do a little like, it shows it to more people, and people could, maybe somebody might enjoy this.
Oh, write your questions on there, too.
Yeah, I mean, email. Yeah, sure. Leave a comment, obviously. But do a little like, God, please. Jeez, come on, guys. Just for me. Are you kidding me? Also, thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him on twitch.tv/Keith_Squared.
That's good.
Type
that in verbatim to go directly to his page.
He's got such a long URL, but you can also find him at twitch.tv/Keith_Squared. Taylor, would you please read the next line?
Huge shouts out to Professor Website and his boilerplate at twitch.tv/_Professor_Ticklebits.
Nope, it's actually twitch.tv/Prof_Ticklebits. And thank you to our supporters. Yeah. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com, or if you're on the podcasts, I believe. I love how I say I believe every time. Maybe it's been wrong every time, but I'm pretty sure
you're on the podcast.
No, you're on your Apple Podcast.
Oh wait, I'm on the podcast.
No,
hang on.
You're on your Apple Podcast. You're scrolling down, and it says here, click here, and you can support.
You can support us.
You can support. All right, thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna say goodbye. Imagine Geese is saying bye too.
Yeah, she has to say it 3 times.
Everybody send a question. Looklistencast@gmail.com. All right, bye everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company.